In today's video, I'm going to show you how to pick simple locks like these with bobby pins, also known as hair grips. You'll need two bobby pins for this. Take one of them and open it up so it's a 90-degree angle like this. That one's ready. And the second one, we're going to open it up just the same, but then I'm going to put a little return on the end of it like this, another 90-degree turn. This one's called a turning tool, and what we do is we put it in the top of the keyway as we're looking at it and provide a little bit of turning force in the same way a key would when we use it normally. I'll take the second pin, put it in the keyway, and I'm just going to lever it off the bottom of the keyway, bouncing it up towards the pins that are at the top of the lock as we're looking at it. There are 4 pin stacks at the top of this lock, and I'm just moving that pin in and out, trying to set each of those pins. I just felt the core turn, and there we go. We got this padlock picked. In order to help you understand what's going on inside of the lock, let me show you a close-up using this cutaway. Inside the lock, you can see that there are 5 pin stacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each pin stack is made up of a spring at the top and then a pin down the middle and a pin down the bottom. This is what I was lifting up with a second bobby pin. This one here is just holding in the core, so we haven't got to worry about that one. When I slide the correct key in, you can see that the gaps between those top and bottom pins line up pretty much with my pick is. There's nothing there stopping that core from turning. So yeah, when we turn the key, the padlock opens. It's simple, really. Let me just show you that again. Put the correct key in. All of those gaps line up with my pick. Nothing to stop the core turning, and we get the lock open. So what I'm doing with that second pin when I'm picking the lock is just lifting each of those pins in turn. It's important not to lift them too high or too shallow. You've got to lift them each one to just the right point. It takes a little bit of practice, and the best way to do it is to lever it like I'm showing just there. Keep working the pick back and forth, and eventually all the pins should set. So what stops these pins falling back down? Well, that's where the first tool comes into play. This is the turning tool, the one with that little return on the top of it. Lockpicking exploits the small manufacturing tolerances within each lock. So what that means is that when we apply a little bit of turning force, only one pin at a time should bind. We've got to apply a very small amount of force to exploit this. And then you reach in and lever the pins up in turn. Let's see how it works on some other locks. Here's another master lock padlock. So what I'm going to do is take my turning tool, I'll put it in the top of the lock, and I'm going to apply very light force. Let's zoom you in so you can see a bit better what I'm doing. So I reach into the lock with my pick, and once again I'm just bouncing it up and down, trying to set those pins. This particular lock only has 4 pin stacks in it, and yeah, it doesn't take too long to get this one picked. Next, I'm going to try picking this ABUS padlock. Now this one's got a slightly tighter keyway. It does have security pins in it, but we're going to use the same technique. So applying a little bit of a turning force with my thumb, reaching in with that second tool and just lifting each of the pins in turn. Sometimes you'll have to reset and start again, but I think I'm going to get this one open. That's the back pin. Just felt the core turn. We've got this lock picked. Amazing what you can do with just a couple of bent bobby pins. Next, I'll try picking this 5-pin quickset cylinder. So I'll put the key in, you can see the core turns as it should. Now I'm going to use a slightly different technique on this. We're going to apply the same light turning force with our turning tool, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my pick in and just wiggle it about and see what happens. This is a very low skill attack. Works on low security locks like this quickset, and yeah, we got this one picked. As you can see, it doesn't take too long to defeat simple locks with some very simple tools. It is worth saying that I've been picking locks for years, so it does take quite a lot of practice to get locks open as fast as I do. And although it can be done with the bobby pins, it does make it much easier to use a professional lock picking set like this one from Multipick. I'm going to leave a link to this one down below so you can check that out if you want to. I pick locks for the sport of it, for the puzzle solving aspect, so it is important to mention, do not pick locks in use and do not pick locks you don't own. Stay safe, stay legal.